There are still phone booths scattered across rural North America. Most are rusted, most are dead, and most people drive past them without ever noticing. But every so often, someone finds one that still works. According to an old urban legend, if you discover the right booth and dial the number of someone you've lost, they'll answer. You'll only get a few seconds.
Hello? Are you there?
22 if you're lucky. Then the line dies. People who claim to have tried it all describe the same thing. At first,
I can't hear you very well.
the voice sounds perfect, exactly as they remember. Then confusion sets in. Words stop making sense. And eventually, something else begins speaking through them.
Are you scared yet?
Most people dismiss the story. Ethan Walker didn't. 3 years after his younger sister Claire died in a car accident, he found himself standing inside one of those booths. The receiver trembled in his hand as he dialed her old phone number. Ring. Ring. Then, Ethan? It was Claire. The voice was so perfect that it nearly brought him to his knees.
Sarah.
She sounded frightened, confused. She couldn't remember where she was. She couldn't remember what had happened. Then, just before the line disconnected, she whispered something strange. The fish are in the walls again. The call ended. 21 seconds. The next night, Ethan returned. Then the night after that. Soon the booth became part of his routine. Every evening, he drove down the empty service road and dialed Claire's number. Each call followed the same pattern. A few precious seconds of normal conversation, then confusion, then nonsense, then silence. On one call, Claire asked why a yellow dog kept following her. His family had never owned a dog. As the days passed, Ethan noticed something worse. Claire was forgetting things. Not just details, everything. The next week, she forgot his name. A few days later, she forgot her own. Then came the phrase, the one she repeated over and over. The darkness is clogging. At first, Ethan thought he had misheard her, but the phrase kept returning. The darkness is clogging the corners. The darkness is clogging the stairs. Whenever he asked what it meant, Claire could never explain. She only sounded more frightened. By the second week, Ethan barely recognized the person answering the phone. Sometimes she cried. Sometimes she sounded lost. Sometimes she would stop talking entirely, leaving only static and distant breathing on the line. Then something happened that frightened even Ethan. On the 18th call, Claire asked him a question. Which Ethan? The words sent a chill through him. What do you mean? A long pause followed. Then, the one with skin? The line disconnected. For the first time, Ethan considered never returning. But grief is a powerful thing, and hope can be even worse. So he came back. The 20th call lasted only 17 seconds. Most of it was silence. Then a second voice appeared, not replacing Claire, standing somewhere behind her, listening, waiting. It spoke only 4 words. We remember Claire. The line went dead. The next night it returned. This time it sounded closer. We've been practicing. Click. By the 22nd day, Ethan looked exhausted. He had stopped sleeping, stopped answering messages, stopped seeing friends. The only thing he cared about was the next call. The receiver felt strangely warm when he lifted it, as though someone had just set it down moments before. He dialed Claire's number. The phone rang once, then someone answered. It wasn't Claire. "We remember Claire." The voice sounded calm, almost friendly. "Where is she?" Ethan asked. A soft laugh crackled through the receiver. Then he heard her, faint, buried beneath layers of static. "Ethan." His eyes filled with tears. "Claire?" "The darkness," she whispered. The connection hissed. "Is clogging." Then dozens of voices joined the call. Men, women, children. Hundreds of overlapping fragments, all speaking at once, all tangled together, as though countless conversations were being played through the same receiver. And somewhere inside the noise was Claire, drowning. Then suddenly everything became clear. For one final moment, her voice rose above the others, perfect, unbroken, terrified. "Ethan, I'm here."
I'm here.
A long silence followed. Then she whispered, "Every time you call, it gets harder to remember." The voices began laughing, hundreds of them, all at once. Claire's voice shook. "Please stop calling." Then she screamed. The line went dead. The receiver became silent, but he kept returning. Then one day he disappeared. No body, no evidence, nothing. Today, people still tell the story. Most treat it like any other urban legend. But every version ends with the same warning. If you ever find one of those old phone booths and decide to call someone you've lost, don't call a second time. Because the thing on the other end isn't learning about the dead. It's learning about you. And eventually, the darkness stops clogging. Because there's no room left.